Hello everyone, Luke here, and what can you say? This place, soon enough, will be turned into a bedroom, but of course, that does mean some things are going to have to be a little bit different. For example, the reviews will be on break whilst this all gets renovated, this whole area. So this will be my new bedroom, and what appropriate time to be doing a change, because as we know, The Promised Neverland, the series, is actually ending soon. Like, we're actually in the climax now. I don't know how many chapters left. I'm hoping 10, at least 10. And then we can end it. But those next 10 chapters, I don't know if they'll come before the renovation started or they'll be afterwards, but they will come. I'm just letting you guys know that the reviews will still come, and then after that we'll be moving on to Dr. Stone. But for now, we're just going to get right into these next two chapters, and the reason why I've left these two chapters doing them simultaneously is because you'll see why. Alright, so this will be chapter 176, titled We're Home. Now obviously this is a reference to the fact that the promise has actually been renewed, and the humans can actually leave the world to actually go into the human world. And it starts off with a colour page where we see Emma and Musica hanging out there with birds and everything, and we see a cage that obviously is probably representing the cage that the humans have actually been in all this time, and now they can actually be free and move on with their lives. But anyway, the chapter starts off with Emma running into Gracefield House. We see a flashback from Phil going, "I can wait, you can leave, so you can leave us behind," and Emma going, I'm coming home now." But Phil, some of us actually do not trust that kid, and yeah, we're all thinking it. Phil, you're up to something. We can tell that something's going to be up with you, you little kid, you little brat. So, come on, where is it, Phil? Where is it? So as Emma and Phil reunite, she goes, "Phil," as we get him going, "Emma," and we see them just being so ecstatic and so excited to see each other, and Emma's like, "I'm home, Phil," and then we just see Phil just crying his eyes out, because remember, he hasn't actually seen Emma in like, must be like 2 years at this point, and to see him just like ecstatic and crying and just seeing like his foster sister there and just having this happy moment, like again, it's kind of the moment that you would have if you actually haven't seen someone in a long time. But yeah, as I was saying guys, it's been like about what, 2.5 years since this moment, and it's probably been a moment that Phil probably didn't realise that he was actually going to get in this day and age, considering all the crap that's been going on recently in the series and everything. And to him it's just like, oh my god, Emma is actually there right in front of me right now. I can't believe this. And it's just like he goes from pure shock to just happiness, and then he just starts rubbing his eyes out, and it's like, "Emma," and then he's just like so ecstatic, and Emma is feeling the same thing to the point that she just drops her gun and everything, like a backpack. It's like, none of that matters now. I'm back. I'm with Phil at this moment in time, and he's like, "Welcome home," and they just embrace. And again, it's a loving moment. But like I said, like the reason why I couldn't just do this chapter as like a single one is because there's not really anything to like talk about until right at the very end of the chapter. And I thought, like, because what happens in chapter 177, I thought it'll be more appropriate to actually do these two chapters back to back. So carrying on, Emma goes on to say to Phil, "Sorry to make you wait so long," and Phil's like, "No, not at all. I always believed you would come back for us." Okay, so he did believe this, but I think in the back of his mind he was like, it's going to be impossible. Emma's out there in a world full of demons and full of monsters and full of horrible human beings. There's no chance that she would probably survive, and he would probably had in the back of his mind that, but at the same time he was like thinking like, no, she is going to come back for me. I have to believe in that, because if I don't believe in that, no one else is going to believe in that. And as everyone else is just coming to greet Phil, and he's like, "Gilda, Nat, everyone," and he's like, "Don, I'm so glad you look so well, you two." He sees Norman. Now this is a shocker for Phil, because he did have no idea that Norman was alive, because the last time he saw him, Norman was being shipped out, and he thought he was actually going to die and everything. And he's like, "Norman, you're alive." Like, Norman is actually like right there. It's like he's seeing a ghost right in front of him right now, and he's like, Norman, you're alive." And he's like, and Norman's like, "Yeah, thank goodness. Thanks for protecting our siblings." And at this point, Phil gets a flashback, and he's like, "Norman, but there were also No, Phil gets a flashback to actually him saying that there were friends that he couldn't protect, so like not everyone could have come after what happened with them escaping from Gracefield House. Not everyone could escape, and he had to let them go, and it was kind of like depressing on his soul as well. So anyway, Phil goes on to say, Norman, but there were also friends I couldn't protect. I wanted to protect them so badly. But and obviously, like I said, he does feel guilty for this, because you would as well if you knew that there were siblings that were going to their deaths and you couldn't do anything about it. You would feel guilty yourself as well. But as Phil is feeling regretful for his actions, Ray goes on to say, it must have been tough, sorry and thanks. Because again, Ray is the only one of the Gracefield house kids who knows what it's like to be in Phil's position, to see his siblings having to go off and be raised to be food and actually being shipped out and just knowing what their fate is. He knows through that connection, so he doesn't have any animosity towards Phil because he's been in that position for so long. And with Phil, because he's so young and so innocent and completely opposite of Ray, how he was at the beginning of the series, he can kind of see just how much of an innocent has just been taken away at this point from his perspective. Ray reassures him that everything is going to be okay, and we get a touching moment from them where they just embrace and hug, because again, like I said, they kind of have that connection because they know what it's like to just see people being shipped off and being powerless to do anything about it. And this is where everyone just huddles around Phil and saying, like, you did a great job, Phil. Thanks for looking out for them all these years. And as they're all celebrating and everything, one of the younger kids goes over to one of the mamas there and it's like, hey mama, what's but before they can say anything, Emma sees Sherry, who was one of the younger kids that were left behind as well, and she's like, what, no way, Emma and everyone too, Norman? And then as we see one of the mums just looking off into the distance and wondering, like, what's going on? What is this? As she's, we see Isabella, she's like, what's going on? Like, what's happening here? Why are these kids here? What's going on? We see Isabella come over to her and she's like, Grandma, Isabella, and then the other kids are just like, Mom, and then Isabella's like, we're all free now, and the mom there is like, what? As Isabella explains that all the farms are being abolished, it's over now. We can never erase what we have done, and that is true. Isabella cannot erase everything she has done. Like, she's done some horrible, despicable things, but as it turns out, that she did this because she felt that she couldn't stand against the system. Like, she had to do everything in order for herself to survive and just keep going on, whether it meant sacrificing the kids that she loved and doing all of these horrible, unspeakable things. She had to just keep abiding by the system in order to save her own skin. Now, that doesn't erase the fact that it's horrible to do those things, but at the same time, you can kind of understand her point of view of where it's actually coming from. And she goes on to say, now we can just love them normally. And this is where the mom is just like start crying as well, as Isabella hugs her and is like, it's okay, even though we've done these horrible things, we have a chance to actually strive for forgiveness in this world. As Isabella is hugging the mother, we get a look at one of the guards of the royal capital who's saying, it's Queen order, secure all the staff. The farms are being abolished. Why? Yeah, this is the farm, like the farm demons who actually run the farms that are actually being arrested, and they're like, the farms are being abolished, why? And they're like, you're all on arrest, and they're like, no, you're kidding, right? And it's like, yeah, that's kind of like messed up. It's like, oh, it's being abolished, you're all on arrest. It's like, what we're just doing our job, what have we got to do with this? As the demons go on to say, are you willing to go against Grand Duke Louis, against the royal family and the Grand Duke? And then we see Emma, we cut back to Emma after we get that little scene with the demons when the royal capital demons are arresting the farm demons. We get a cut back to Gracefield where we see Emma just looking over and just reminiscing of everything that's happened. The farms are ending, not just Gracefield, Glory Bell, Grand Valley, Goodwell Ridge, and all the other farms. As we see her looking towards the gate and going, that day, and we get a flashback from the beginning of the series where she was like, I can't leave them, I don't want any more of my family to die, let's change the world. And I love that they have this in here with Emma, that I knew it was an idealistical goal, but I also knew that I couldn't give up no matter how crazy it seemed. So even she herself actually understood the fact of just how impossible this task was. And I love that they added it in there because it shows that, okay, she's not a complete idiot. She actually knows the logistics of this and knows that, yes, she is being idealistic here, and she's being a bit naive here, but at the same time, she can't just go. Go about with everything just happy-go-lucky. Everything's fine. Everything's happy. No, she has to do something, no matter how impossible it may seem, and she pulled through with it. Against all impossible odds, she pulled through with it. Now, again, I would have loved to have seen more moments where like that's actually knocked back into gear, but at the same time, I'm glad that even she brings up her own flaws in this chapter and shows that, yeah, even I knew this was kind of an impossible task, but at the same time, you've got to do it. If even the slightest chance that it can succeed, you've got to do it. And she stuck to those ideologies throughout the series, despite everyone, people and the fans going against her. She's like, no, I can do this. And I don't care what anyone says, I am going to do this. Emma's thoughts continue. She says, I was scared, full of anxiety. I felt this crush so many times, but thanks to my friends, as we get a picture of all the friends that she's actually made throughout the series, not just from Gracefield House, but also the people that were at Goldie Pond, Lucas, Hugo, Musica, just everyone that I've made friends with her, and it's like we were able to come this far, and they were, against all impossible odds, they were able to come this far. As we get her flashback into all the people that have died on course this journey, which include Connie, right from the beginning of the series, all the kids that actually predecessed Connie before they actually went to be adopted, quote unquote, but actually killed. And we obviously get Lucas and Hugo, who are kind of like her big brother, father figures that actually pushed her to continue on with her goal, even though they knew that they weren't going to make it out of this series alive. And I love the fact that they've just included them in here, showing that despite everything, despite losing people, she never gave up hope, and she always continued on and strived for making the world a better place, not just for herself but for her family as well. Phil, as Emma ends her thoughts process here, we get Phil going, so we can go now to the human world. And Emma's like, yeah, we can go. All children from all farms, both the children and adults, everyone, finally at last to the human world. But as they're celebrating, because of course this chapter was too much of a happy-go-lucky, yeah, everything's fine. We have to have a bit of conflict in the chapter, as we see one of the demons, one of the farm demons, basically the one at the beginning of the series, which when Connie was being shipped up, and the demon was like, Isabella, prep these three for plucking. It's that demon. We see them just rising up and just being like, this is my farm, my meat, showing that no matter what in any world, people are still going to be against change and against everything, and they're like, no, this is my fault, they're my meat, they're my property, I deserve to have them no matter what. And everyone is just running around panicking. It's like, oh my god, there's a demon there, and Emma's like, oh my god, I put it down, I won't let anyone take them away. Oh no, the demon's actually saying this. He goes, this is my farm, my meat, I won't let anyone take them away. So basically he's being exactly the same as what Emma was, just on a flip of the verse. It's like, oh no, you think you're gonna take my food away from me, you've got one thing coming. And as he goes to get the kids, and he's like, I'll eat them all here and now. So he's like, you think you're going to take down these farms, you've got another thing coming, because I'm going to eat some of these kids and basically stick it into you that you can't accept just food. We see Emma rushing over to face this demon to save the kids who are actually going to be attacked by the demon, and Gil is like, Emma, and Ray's like, damn it, make it in time. And as Ray fires his gun to block the demon's attack, Emma's just like ducking out of the way, and then as the demon comes in to launch another attack, we see just like this bang, but then like sound effect, and everyone just looks on in horror at everything as Emma looks up, and to her shock it sees that the demon that's actually stabbed Isabella. And unlike with Emma in Goldie Pond, this one is actually fatal. Like, she actually gets stabbed. Yeah, she actually gets stabbed right there, right through the heart, basically twice. So yeah, there is no coming back from this. Emma looks on at Isabella as Isabella's blood drops on her. She's like, Mum, and that's where the chapter ends. So yeah, you can see why I wanted to do chapters 176 or 177 together because, spoiler alert, it's the death of Isabella. Isabella dies in these chapters, and I felt like it was appropriate to compare her death to Peter Atari's death. So let's just get right into chapter 177. Alright, so this will be chapter 177 entitled Mother. Oh, you want to know about my mother? Well, she's out at the moment, at her allotment, doing her own thing, so yeah, that's all I can say on that front. But no, we're talking about a different kind of mother in this chapter, which, of course, like I said before, involves the death of Isabella, and yes, it is permanent death. And I love this because during the week in between this chapter, Thurman from Control Chaos thought that Isabella, they were going to pull a fairy tale here, and Isabella was going to make it out alive, and I was like saying, no, there's no way she's going to survive this, and sure enough, she didn't, so he had to take the L on that, and I was very happy with that. Not to sound a little bit smug here, but yep, this actually, again, showcases that the author's unwilling to actually just stab it into Emma and be like, yeah, Emma, you can't save everyone, not everyone is going to make it out of this series alive, and this is actually mega proof of that as well, because unlike Peter Atari, this is someone that was actually majorly close to Emma. It's like the mother figure, like the mentor figure of Emma, and it's just like, oh my god, yeah, she had to die at some point in this series, and I felt like this was probably her way of, I think they actually found out say that this is her actually seeking redemption for what she actually did throughout her entire life, basically. And anyway, the chapter picks up with them just looking around in shock and horror as Emma's going, Mom, and Isabella's just staring down the demon with just like intense rage and hatred. But I feel like this should really be Emma, and like I said, even though I really like the way they pulled off Isabella's death, like it was totally different from Peter Atari's, it wasn't a carbon copy. I feel like there should have been more moments with Emma losing people and just having this pent-up rage just burning inside of her. But what can you do? You just gotta take it with it. Just gotta take what you're given. Anyway, as Isabella's staring down the demon with just an intense rage and just like, you think you're going to take my children? You think you're going to let my children not have life? You've got another thing coming. The demon's like, what do you think you're doing, Isabella? Trying to act like a mother now won't make up for what you have done all this time. You can never become a mother. And Isabella knows that. She knows that no matter what she does at this moment in time, even if she dies, she still has that mentality of like, even if I die, it doesn't erase the fact that I've not been a good enough mother, and to do this right now is, in the demon's word, in the demon's world, won't make up for all the horrible acts that she's actually done. So as Isabella goes, I know the demon's like, move, but Isabella's like, I don't care about that, but I won't let you lay a finger on any of the children. And the demon's like, I can't move. And then the demon's like, damn it, I missed. I failed to kill him. As Isabella says, I won't lay a finger on the children. The demon's like, I can't move, and Ray's like, damn it, I missed, I failed to kill him, this time with the next shot. But before Ray can actually deal the fatal blow to the demon, Gilbert's like, wait, if you shoot now, it'll impact Mom's room, and Ray's like, shit, she's actually right. And before he can do anything, Isabella's again looking at the demon in intense rage, and she's got such great willpower here to just stand on, like, just have this gaping wound. It's like, oh, this is painful for me. As she's like just endorsing the pain, but also just like projecting that pain onto her face, and also the anger that she's exhibiting towards this demon onto her face. The demon says, I'll never accept a world without farms. I'll start by eating you first. And again, I love that they added this in, because there was always going to be like, just because the promise has been made and Lewis had demolished all the farms, that doesn't mean there were going to be people that were majorly happy about it, or some people that were going to like take advantage of the situation, and this demon did just that. And I'm really glad that they actually included that in with him, because it would have been pretty awful if it was just like, okay, everyone's going to the human world, going to be happy, there's no more conflict. No, there is still going to be conflict, because you're basically abolishing a system that's been in place for nearly 1,000 years, and now all of a sudden we're supposed to accept it. Not going to happen. As Ray goes on to actually position his gun to get ready to kill this demon, we see one of the royal guards at the capital just come in from out of nowhere and just slice the demon's head off, and just drop to its feet as they go, "Damn it, arrest him!" And then we just see the demon's fingers just get pulled out of Isabella, and we just see blood geysering from her, and it's just like basically like. Just blood geysering out of her as Gilda, Nate and Toma just like look on in shock and horror, and they're just like, "Mom!" And Isabella is just lying down, bleeding out profusely from the wound, with everyone just crowding around her, and they're like, Mom, hang in there." But hang in there. They're like, Emma, Toma and Donna just like, Mom, hang in there. And as Isabella regains conscious for a little bit, she's like, "Emma, are you okay?" And everyone else, no one else is hurt. Emma's like, "No, we're all okay." And she smiles, just like, "Good." And Emma and Gilda you just see the look of shock on her face. "Oh my God, Mom was really going to die here. She's actually going to die here. We're not going to get to go with her to the human world as we wanted to." And as they're like that, Isabella's like, I was planning to live and go to the human world. I'm sorry for taking the easy way out. And it's just like, oh, Isabella. Now, the way she describes taking the easy way out is a lot different from Peter Tai, because Peter Tai took the easy way out, just like, yeah, you think I'm going to be lowered to the level of me? Screw you guys. And but Isabella was just like, sorry for taking the easy way out, just the fact that rather than going to the human world with yous, I actually died saving you so that you actually have a chance to live on to go to the human world. But Emma's just not having any of this. She's like, "Hold on, we'll save you, Mama, please don't die." And again, I love that, because that's the natural, logical response from Emma, because even though Isabella did so many horrible, despicable things, she still viewed, Emma still viewed her as her mother, and obviously she didn't want her to die. And now that Isabella was trying to get into the idea of like, maybe we can go to the human world, they decided to like rebuild that relationship that they had when they were younger. And as Isabella is like dying, she grabs Emma's face and she's like, at first I was terrified. No, Emma's saying this. At first I was terrified. Why? How come? We couldn't understand. Next, we couldn't forgive her. We suspected that Mom was the same. We saw her as an enemy, as someone to defeat. And no, she says we suspected that Mom was in the same way that Chrome said, I wanted to live in the best way. We saw her as an enemy, as someone to defeat. But once we got outside, we all remembered how kind she was, and we see these lovely flashbacks of her just playing around with the kids, teaching them, learning with them, reading with them. So they had a good upbringing. It's just when they found out the truth from Isabella and just how just the horrible things that she was doing, that's kind of like flipped their perspective of her and made them view her as an enemy. But now that she's dying, it's kind of like that's all out of the window now. We've just got to remember the good times that we had, and we did have good times with her. Emma carries on and says, I finally figured out why. It was because of her kindness and love were all genuine. It was because her kindness and love were all genuine, so that's why they could actually remember the good times that they had, because even though she had some secrets, she didn't hide the fact that she did actually care for them as her own children, and as like their proteges and everything. And of course, Ray being her son, like she still had a lot of love for him, and still and I think she still fought time and time again. It's like, no, keep him here. I want to keep him here as long as possible. And they go on to say the best way to suffer anymore. They go into the flashback here of Isabella basically saying the best way to not suffer anymore is to give up, and that's the mentality she always felt like she couldn't do anything. She tried to escape once before, she failed, and she felt like she had to conform to what the demons actually wanted in order to survive as long as they did. Because but even then, she still felt in prison and still had that tight grip over not just the demon, being that tight grip from not just the demons but Peter Vittori as well. I believe this is Isabella saying. No, this is still Emma saying, I understand now. You didn't want to give up either. You wanted to run away, but you couldn't. Same as Hugo. You were the what-if versions of us, and I love it. Like, that just comes full circle from what I've been saying, because I've been saying all this time that Isabella is very much like how Emma was. It's just that Emma had more people around her. So like even when things went wrong for her, she still had other people to fall back on, unlike Isabella, who only had Leslie to fall back on. And once he was gone, there was nothing else to do but just give up in her eyes. And again, I love that they brought up Hugo as well, because she really was like him as well, in the same way that Hugo was kind of like the what if of Ray. And again, I feel like they should have really addressed this, like, were they actually all related? Because I feel like they were, but it's too little too late now. But anyway, continuing on, there was still anger and other pent-up feelings, but we still loved you. We loved you all so much, Mum. No matter how hard it was, no matter how many times we were betrayed, even if you can't forgive yourself, to us, you are our only mother. And I love it when characters actually do that. They actually look at a character and think, like, even though they're not actually my birth mother, they've raised me, they've looked after me, they've made sure that I've grown up with good morals, so they're my mother. It's kind of like I'm watching, again, I'm still watching Hunter x Hunter, and one of the more recent episodes that I've seen is when Killer and Gon go back to Gon's island, and Killer was like, don't you want to know about your mum? And he's like, no, and Gon's like, no, because Miro, I believe that's how he pronounces his aunt's name, but basically Gon's aunt to him is his mother, and that's the only mother he ever needs. And that actually touched me here, and it's kind of same thing here. It's like, even though Isabella can't forgive herself to her, she is their mother, no matter what happens and no matter what anyone says. As everyone is begging Isabella to not go, and they're just crying out, Mum, Isabella goes into her own mind and says, I want to live and atone for what I did to them. I can't speak, I can't move, my sight is also fading. And again, I love that this is kind of like a reflection of what happened with Emma in Goldie Pond, whereas Emma survived in that sense. Isabella's not going to survive. She's just like, please give me a little bit more strength, just once more. And as everyone is hugging her, she's like, give me the strength to hug my children. I love all of you. She finishes her thoughts as she's hugging them, and she's like, I finally got to hug them. I love you all. And everyone's like, me too, I do, I love you too, Mum. You'll be fine no matter what the human world no, Isabella, say this, you'll be fine no matter what the human world is like. And they're still going, Mum, please. And as Isabella calls out to Ray, Ray comes over and she's like, I'm sorry, I could have done on you for 12 years. I made you live a life you wanted to curse. Take care of everyone. So basically she's saying to Ray, you're my only son here, so take care of everyone. No matter what happens now, don't give up. Don't be like your mother here. Remove the sins of the mother. Just move on with your life. Look after everyone. And she goes, I love you so much, as Ray's like, Mum, but before he can actually say that, but he actually cuts off his sentence and just goes, Mother, as we see him bawling his eyes out, and everyone's crying as Isabella succumbs to her wounds and dies. So that's the end of Isabella. So one of my favourite characters in the series has been the dust down. Even though I'm upset about it, I felt like it was a natural conclusion to her story. She was someone who just gave up everything, and because she gave up, she let others pay the price for her mistakes, and in order to atone for what she's done, I felt like this was the natural ending point. Now, I'm still upset about Isabella dying, but like I said, it was a natural ending for her, and it was the perfect way that she actually went out. As compared to Peter Atari, she didn't go out as being someone who felt herself high and mighty and above everyone. She went out as someone who's just like, I deserve this. I deserve to die. I deserve to have this redemption here and fight so that my children and my family can have a better future. And as everyone's crying over Isabella's body, we get the final scene of the chapter, which is, hold on, Emma, all is good, go and have fun, which involves Isabella, Ray, Norman and Emma just hugging, with Ray, Norman and Emma being their child selves, and that's where the chapter ends. So yeah, like I said, these two chapters I felt like worked in conjunction with each other because it was the end of Isabella's story. And like I said, I felt like it was done absolutely perfectly. She needed to die because she had to atone in a big way for the sins that she did, and she felt like sacrificing herself for the fate of her children was the only way that she could see to actually get some forgiveness, even though they'd already forgiven her. She felt in her mind that sacrificing myself is the only way I can see myself forgiving myself for what I've done, rather than everyone else saying, no, no, we forgive you already. But anyway, guys, those are the chapters, and like I said, I don't know if I'll be back in here now until the whole area is being renovated, but we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully I'll be able to do the last of the series as the location is right now before we move on to Dr. Stone, but we'll have to wait and see. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be back to do some more Promised Neverland before we get this renovation done. But if not, then this will be the last ones for a while. But I'll still be doing some live streams, talking to the guys on Discord, doing some anime burrito videos, so you'll be able to check me out on there. So subscribe to the anime burrito, because I want to do a lot more streams on there, and maybe hopefully when the last chapter of Promised Neverland comes out, I can actually do a live stream talking to David about it. I might do a live reaction to the chapter itself. We'll just have to wait and see on that. But anyway, guys, what did you think of these two chapters? What did you think of the death of Isabella? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasha Luke signing off. Later, guys.